This video is going to cover chart of accounts and charge credit code. With the chart of accounts, this is where you enter in any new type of fund or tuition or any kind of charge that goes to a particular GL in Great Plains. In order to make a new charge credit code, that GL has to be entered into chart of accounts first. With the chart of accounts, the GL code is given by the accounting department. So you'll go to workflow, chart of accounts. Right here, the white paper with the sun, you'll click on it. Where it says account number, you will enter in the GL code given from accounting. Now, if they give you a fund that they want posted to, for an example, the institutional GL, since there's already an institutional GL, you would not have to make a new chart of account. This is only for new GL codes that need to be entered into PowerCampus. Each year around August, Lori will send you an email to update the chart of accounts and the charge credit code to the new fiscal year. So you will need to come into the chart of accounts, for example, Pell Grant, and find the Pell Grant GL code in chart of accounts and change the fiscal year to the next fiscal year before you can go to the charge credit code and update. So here you will enter the account number, which is your GL account number. You'll give it a name, and you don't have to touch anything else on this screen. An example of the new fiscal year in August, when Lori emails you and says, you know, to update. This is where you would update. Oops. Okay, sorry. You'll update federal and state funds, and she should send you that list. You'll notice here, I try to keep them all together, so you'll see FSCOG fiscal year 2015. This is the number right here that you'll change to the next fiscal year. Right now, they say 19. You'll update it to 20. Here's your federal FSCOG FY19. You'll just add another code, a GL chart of account, and then it'll have the same numbers except this number will say 20. And you need to make sure you name it FY20. So if you go to the charge credit code, you'll go to Tools, Code Tables, Charge Credit Code. This will list every charge credit code ever made. The main thing to remember with the charge credit code is once you have added it in here and you have posted funds to it or tuition, you cannot change it. If you accidentally open up your charge credit code and you, like the first line here, you accidentally start typing and it changes the short code, what will happen is anyone that has a fund posted to their account with that code, it is blank, so it makes their balance off. So it's very important that when you open up your chart of accounts or your charge credit codes, that, you know, before you start typing, you need to know what exactly you're typing. What I would do, I would suggest that you take a screenshot of each one of these screens so that you know what this charge credit code short code is. Because it's getting to the point where it's a little complicated and you may not remember. If you cannot remember, you can't fix it. And everyone with that charge credit code will be incorrect. Okay, so to add a charge credit code, the white paper with the sun, you'll give it a short code key. The only thing here is eligible for refund. So if this is a charge credit code that if a student clean drops and it's eligible to be refunded off the account, then you would click eligible for refund. Otherwise, you don't click anything else. If you're making a begin and balance code for the next year, you'll need to make sure that you enter begin and balance. For the type, it's self-explanatory, either charge, credit, financial aid, cash receipt. Short description, I try to make it as simple as possible. So an example would be financial aid, I start with FA. The medium and long description have so many spaces that you can enter the information. Just know that on the long description, that is what is seen on the statement. For the amount, you could either put a flat fee. It's going to make me make a code. Hold on just a second. Let's see. You can do a flat fee per credit or percentage. We've never used percentage, so it's either a flat fee or per credit. There's your choices. Now for your GL1 account, your GL2 account, every charge credit code has to debit an account and has to credit an account. The best way to keep up with this is to mimic the charge credit codes that are already out there. Now for your GL1 account, this will debit the GL code. This is the GL that accounting tells you to post it to. Your GL2, this will credit a GL code. So a lot of times, like if you, let's just use FA Chorus, you're going to debit the GL code that accounting gives to you. But then you will credit the student AR, 10, 120, 5 zeros, 12,000, 7 zeros. That is your student AR GL code. Now for a payment, same difference. You're going to credit the student AR code, which is the 10120, and you're going to debit the GL code that this fund is supposed to be posted to. The only time they are switched is refund. You'll see that for refunds, you're debiting the student AR and you're crediting the refund GL. But like I said, the best way is just to mimic what is already set up. Under the summary type, you've got general student statement. For the statement type, excuse me, the summary type, you just choose what this charge credit code is. For this particular code, it's a tuition. But you have all kinds of, you have room, you have refund, fee, financial aid, a charge. You just need to make sure that you're selecting the correct summary type. Now for the 1098T type, it must be correct in order for it to be correct on 1098T. For any charge credit code that you add that's a charge, you need to make sure it says not applicable for any charges that are not considered qualified tuition expenses. That would be your books, your room, your board, your meal tax. Any charge that is not required to finish their degree is considered non-qualified tuition and expenses. For your payments, you need to make sure it says not applicable. Right here. It cannot be blank. It has to say not applicable. That's for your payments. Financial aid, you need to make sure it says scholarship and grants. For your refund, you need to make sure it says tuition and expense. Now for your print order and your distribution order, that's used in the order that it is shown in Power Campus. You want your tuition and payments to show before any financial aid. So for tuition, you will put 002 and then distribution 999. Financial aid, you can put 600, any number past 002 will show afterwards. And then your payments put 01 with 999. And all this is written in your instructions.